world with approximately 1.5 billion in assets under management across and blockchain bug and how you fall down the rabbit hole. I think it's something that takes a conceptual leap to start to appreciate that crypto assets are a viable investment opportunity or a currency. So, Tom, let's start with you. Just why don't you tell me a little bit about how you got involved in the space?
Sure. I'm actually fairly new to the space, but I came through it really through a research angle. Before founding Fundstrat, which I founded in 2014 with my partner John Day, I was the chief equity strategist for JP Morgan, and a firm I've been at since '99. And Bitcoin was something that the macro team talked about a lot, but it was really covered primarily out of our FX department. And at that time, John Norman sort of postulated that at some point in the future, maybe Bitcoin could become a legitimate currency. But he generally, and this is 2012, 2013, was pretty negative overall because its use was primarily on the dark web. And so he thought it was really further around the drug dealers. And I think that's one reason why Jamie sort of tended to view it that way. And when you work at a large firm like that, it's difficult when someone has domain expertise to develop what we call a variant argument, because you don't really want to necessarily get to an argument with the FX guy. So we founded Fundstrat in 2014, and Bitcoin, I really hadn't done much from the time we founded Fundstrat, but then it began to really rally. And so last year, our team decided, because 3 of the 4 research sort of seniors at my firm are from JP Morgan, so we decided to take a look at Bitcoin and just wanted to answer, is there a simple way to look at it through a simple lens? And we just found it was actually probably a really good substitute for gold, digital gold. So that was really the genesis of our research, and we've been interested ever since.
Jack, how about you?
Yeah, I think today people think I'm a true believer, and I really am. But I think very few people know that I didn't discover Bitcoin until 2013, and that feels early now, just like in 10 years' time today will feel early. But in 2013, I was working at Barclays, Traditional Finance in Hong Kong, and felt to me like finance had not really changed while the rest of my life was changing using WhatsApp, iPhone, Uber, etc. But the financial industry, as a young person on the trading floor, felt a lot like the descriptions of liar's poker and things from the 80s. So that felt a little strange to me. And I went to Silicon Valley and moved there, quit my job without having heard about Bitcoin. Just thinking about something about fintech. And luckily, it was almost like a dream come true. Discovered Bitcoin about a couple months in, and tried to get myself into the space as much as I could. So early on, it was through blogging, and then I've been really, really fortunate. So had the chance in the last 5 years to work with Jesse at Kraken in 2014, and then spent 3 years in Beijing with OKCoin, where I was Chief Strategy Officer, and now kind of taking on the next stage of my career, the past year, expanding circles, trading operations into Asia. So from that perspective, I've seen sort of the really grassroots, libertarian, ANCAP kind of perspective of Bitcoin, the Chinese sort of more profit-driven, more realistic perspective, and then the Western sort of, I would characterize as more traditional-minded, regulatory-focused, institutional-focused perspective. And I think they all have their piece in the space, and it's been fascinating space.
And Mike Morrow, I think I know your story pretty well, but why don't you go ahead and tell the rest of the audience?
Whenever someone asks me when did I get bit by the crypto bug, it was actually way more like hit over the head with it. Barry, you over there? That's him. So he's the one to blame for how we all got into the crypto space at DCG. Back in 2013, actually throughout 2012, as Barry was becoming an evangelist in crypto, he really wouldn't stop talking about it in the office. And we were second market at the time, and we were already trading all kinds of illiquid, off-the-run financial assets. And so late in 2012, early 2013, I think is when we said, okay, we're already trading a whole bunch of other random financial instruments. Bitcoin could be yet another asset class. And so we did, without knowing a heck of a lot about who was involved in the space. Barry just handed us his Rolodex, all of his contacts that he kind of developed early on in the space. He said, okay, let's go find some buyers and sellers. And that's really how the second market trading desk operation sort of started. And then we formed Genesis in 2015. So we've always been sort of an over-the-counter market maker geared towards institutions. Really kind of early on, here we are, 6 years kind of into the run.
Great. So you guys all kind of come from traditional trading and investment backgrounds, focused on other asset classes. And so I'm curious, what do you see as the most striking similarities and differences between crypto assets and traditional markets like equities, bonds, commodities, etc.?
Yeah, sure. I think the similarities is, as you say, it's an asset class, and as people have branded that, it's become easier for the everyday consumer, also for the institutions to accept sort of where this might fit into their portfolio from a diversification strategy. So I think that branding has been correct. But I think what's sometimes lost now in the last year or so is people misunderstand that this asset itself can actually be used, and it must be used in order for sort of this financialization aspect of crypto to actually work. And so it's not really like bonds and stocks where it just represents something. The asset itself is something that needs to be used by people for different applications on the actual chain. So whether you are using it to store files or you're using it to use as payment, you have to actually use the coin. So if we kind of have too much of this institutional kind of baskets and derivatives and receipts and things like this, that's important for the aspect of the old economy that cannot actually touch the chain. But if we don't have enough development or support or awareness on the on-chain activity, then the two have a relationship. Right? That's like the company earnings that you're trying to invest in. So I think that's the thing that we have to make sure we have the right balance.
Michael, anything to add?
I mean, that really does explain it well. I guess I just make two additional observations. One is, unlike other markets, the price variations are so different across geographies. That's something that's really almost surprising to see. And the second is because there isn't a traditional fundamental way to value crypto, it doesn't pay a dividend and there's no pledge of collateral assets. It seems like price momentum plays a much bigger role in actually in the traditional financial world. I used to cover wireless stocks. You actually always bet against the crowd. So I would say that more than 60% of the time you were successful as a contrarian. I think in crypto, the time to be a contrarian is only at the extremes, and most of the time you have to bet with what the crowd's doing.
I'll add to that. So I think two different things. I think one, the products and services you'll see in crypto, and it's starting to get there now, but within a couple of years, I think it'll be very, very similar to kind of what you see in the equity and fixed income space. I think the institutional investors will come to expect the same products and services that they see in stocks and bonds and other commodities. And you'll kind of get that in crypto. So I think you will continue to see the futures, the forwards, the options, the shorting, the